Hi everyone, so I just want to put this video together today. It's more of a, I want to be more candid, a bit more informative if you like. Generally some of these things I try to do in one take, but I might have a few attempts at making them in one take. But today I just wanted to be a bit more, almost like relaxed and candid and try and get a few points across, the way they come out, as they normally would do. And again, you can see I'm actually wearing a t-shirt here. I'm hoping you can read the slogan. Again, I'll get up a bit, or let's bring it down a bit so you can see. There's a slogan. It's a t-shirt that's been printed by a company called Sauce and Brown. They're a local Nottinghamshire-based company. Fashion, or men's fashion is what they specialise in. And again, one of the reasons for getting this t-shirt is because there's a lot of things happening out there, there's a lot of changes going on that you just can't control. There are certain things that are outside of our control, people's behaviours, reactions, those sorts of things. And almost this is the sort of the message that I want to get across today. That let people be a little bit, let people do what they need to do. And it's difficult to know what that means for you in your circumstances and that kind of thing, but I'll come back to that. And I explained on a video when we first went into lockdown, obviously all those months ago, and explained and talked right through with me PowerPoint, with flip chart even, around the change curve and how that affects different people. And it's still very true, it's still very, very valid. Valid. The change curve itself, it tends to look at how people react and how they embrace change, and some people don't embrace change, and there's a bit of a negative impact, and it's sort of it starts and you go up, there's a peak, and then it drops down and then goes back up again. So feel free to go and find the change curve, or find my video about the change curve as well if you need to. But again, it tends to be that when you talk about the change curve, it generally seems to be applied or rolled out to be used when negative things are happening in the world and when things are going downwards. And at the moment, that doesn't seem to be the feeling. And there seems to be, obviously a lot of positivity. Businesses are opening up. And again, for me, this t-shirt today, it's actually an exchange. I received a t-shirt for Christmas. My partner bought me a t-shirt for Christmas, which didn't quite fit quite right. Wasn't quite what I was after. Then I saw that they'd launched this one, and it's taken until today. And so I've gone back into the shop and actually had a conversation with someone face to face. Well, not that face to face, with all the social distancing in place and that kind of thing, masks and stuff, to make sure that I can go in there and have a conversation and swap it. And it takes a lot of sort of thought and emotion around how just a conversation with someone can mean so much. And when you think about all those conversations that everyone's missed out on over such a period of time, the change curve couldn't be more valid now, because we're all going to go through and have a huge amount of change that we're going through. And while there's a lot of good news out there, some people aren't going to like that so much. Some people will be wanting to sort of just stay inside and keep themselves to themselves for a little bit longer. I'm certainly one of those people. I'd rather err on that side of, and I'll go back outside and see people, but I would rather do it slower on my terms, because I don't want to go out there and get caught up in a throng and a melee of lots and lots of people that potentially is then going to start spreading the virus around even more again. So everyone's going to react differently, and that's kind of the message there, is just let people be, let people do what they want to do. And there's still a long way to go. Obviously, the country's making huge strides forward in terms of the vaccination rollout. We've seen a huge number of people have been vaccinated, but there's still a huge number of people that still to be vaccinated. There's a potential third case or third wave that could kick in, and again, there are some people that when you've got your first vaccine, I've not had my first one yet, you've got your second vaccine to come. So there's still a huge way to go, and if people want to stay at home, you kind of need to allow that that's going to be the case. There are going to be people that want to just do things their own way, at their own velocity, in their own ways. So it's going to be really difficult to try and reintegrate back into society again. So don't feel that because someone is maybe sidestepping or skirting around a subject, or I've got staff and employees that are working at home and are trying to find every opportunity to still stay at home. There's reasons for that, and that might be because that's the kind of people that they are. The other thing is about this, I've seen a lot, and it was quite surprising actually. When the shops opened up again, this is my normal clicker that I normally use to start and stop. I'm going to try and do this in one take, and on the first take as well. You'll find that there was a lot of people that got a lot of support. Businesses reopened. Again, my partner, she's a massage therapist. She went out and started again working with her patients, with her clients on Monday for the first time in months. And other businesses are doing the same thing. Like shops are opening. There's lots and lots of things going on. But this is going to be quite tiring. And if you look at it from an HR perspective, you might have a return to work. And what will tend to happen there is if people have been off work for a long period of time, it's a slower adjustment to bring people back in again. And there's a reason for that, because it is tiring. Just the normal conversations, things that you took for granted that were really, really easy to do before, they are more draining, they are more tiring. Standing in front of a room of people or treating people every single day, if you used to do 6, 7, 8 hours of that, that's going to take you a lot longer to process and to wind down from. So again, if anybody's getting back in there and going out and doing stuff, or if you're just going out and socialising and doing all those things, just be mindful to take a bit of extra time to slow down and give yourself the time to recharge again, because while it's all very good, what we don't want to see is for people to then start crashing and burning. Again, my partner, from her side of things, the first couple of weeks, she'll be slower. She'll be opening up her clinic and making sure that she's working on people at a lower volume, lower velocity that she was beforehand, until she starts to build that back up again, and then she's reserved to come back. So again, feel free, whatever works best for you, go ahead and work that yourself. And then I'm going to leave the last part to this video I wanted to bring in. And the last bit I wanted to add in was, I watched a video with the kids, obviously they're on half term still. We watched a video the other day called Smallfoot. And if you're not aware of what's going on there, it's the flip side of the hunt for the Yeti, that kind of thing. There's a group of Yetis that are all hiding in the mountains, and they want to go and hunt for Smallfoot. Oh, not all of them, some of them wanted to go and hunt for Smallfoot. And this one leader, I can't remember his name, the leader of no, it wasn't the leader, he was the guy that obviously was the one that said, right, I'm going to go and find Smallfoot. Off he went, and he came back. And then when he realised, actually, there's a whole reason that the Yetis were hiding away in the first place, his comment was, ignorance is bliss. It's one of those things, if you are aware of what works and what doesn't work, and if you're one of these people that can see into the future and know that people might crash and burn, just because you know, it doesn't mean that everyone else is going to. And it's that aspect of, sometimes ignorance is bliss. Sometimes it's better to be unaware of what's going on. Now, because you are aware, it doesn't mean that you should be ignorant, but just be mindful that there is a lot of people out there that won't understand what's happening to them and won't react well. If you start to try and challenge people in a certain way, they might start to try and work well. They might not react very well. And if some people just are the kind of people that just don't want to react, and they're not the type of people that want to be around, again, statement here, just let people be, let dickheads be dickheads, let them do their own thing, just concentrate on your own thing. Control all of the things that you can control and make sure that you're doing the best for you and your business to help you drive forward. There we go. So I did try, and it wasn't as structured as some of my previous videos, but the idea was there. It was going to be a bit more of an off-the-cuff video too. It's obviously a bit longer as a result, and I'm making sure that I've done it in one take. The clicker is over there, I'm looking over there. That's it, one and done. So any questions, any follow-up, feel free to go on to ask me. Hello at Align the Arrows, or again, go and look at any of my videos to try and link that back to that change curve. And again, I hope that's been of use for some of you, and see you in another video.